Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So it's Wednesday and we just want to say, what's up Wednesday? How y'all doing? It's been a minute since I did a Let's Chat video. But here's the skinny, right? Here's the skinny. I'm gonna insert a couple pictures of the skinny. So here's the skinny, right? The kids and I are traveling for a couple of weeks. We're actually going to be here, there, and everywhere. We'll hit here, we'll hit home, and do a couple things. So the ability to do the regular videos that I normally do is not going to be there for a couple of weeks. I'm not a pre-video person because that just doesn't fit into my schedule. Like I have to, when I do a video, I did it that day or maybe the day before. Not any time after that or before that because I just don't have the time. So anyway, the kids and I are going to be doing a couple vlogs over the next couple of weeks and see how that works. And then once we get back from our traveling, we will do all of our cooking videos, some organization. There's a project I want to do in my master bedroom that I'm going to get some help from a special friend of mine who has a yellow door. And you'll meet my friend with the yellow door really soon. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys what's been going on in our lives since the last Let's Chat video and see how you all are doing. So you guys, I don't know if you've realized this, but we have passed 2,000 subscribers. Ah, yay! Insert clapping and all of that. I can remember when I had 18 subscribers. It was crazy. And last night I was just showing my daughter the YouTube app where I can see all the analytics, and she's like, look Mom, and I'm like, what? 2006 subscribers. That was from last night. So that's awesome. For everybody that subscribed to our channel, thank you so much. If you sent us a note in the mail or a card, or you sent me a video message, or you know, anything, if you connected with me via Facebook, if you joined the ladies line, thank you so much. I certainly appreciate you doing that. It's the Lord. It really is. I can't tell you that it's anything I've done, because it's not anything I've done. It wasn't even in my heart. When the Lord called me to ministry in 2014, I really actually thought I would be in pulpit ministry, that I would be married to a pastor and we would be running a church together. And I didn't know in 2017 that I would be on YouTube and I would have over 2,000 subscribers, and they would just sit and watch me clean my house or do my budget or cook a meal or sit down and listen to these chat videos. I just had no idea that that was even possible. And that's just the way that God does it. We know the plans we have for ourselves, but the Lord knows the plans He has for us, and they're bigger and greater than any plans we could have ever come up with. And for that, I'm truly thankful. For you, I'm truly, truly thankful. So, we're going to be hosting a giveaway on our channel, but we can't do it till we get home, and we're not home for the next 3 weeks, so it won't be until then. Okay. But we'll let you guys know all of the giveaways. And when I say giveaways, I always feel a little some type of way, because most people say, well, if you want to be involved in this giveaway, you have to subscribe to my channel. And we never want people to subscribe to the channel because there's a giveaway. We want people to subscribe to the channel because they want to be here. And so I've been a little up and down about whether I wanted to do a giveaway. Because of that reason, I didn't want it to seem that I was trying to get subscribers by giving stuff away, because that's not the message we're sending here. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, Shakema, you can give away some of your favorite things that you've used or implemented in your home to some really great people. And if they subscribe, great. If they don't, okay. So I don't want to give too much away, but that's coming up soon. Be looking for that around August the 1st. And it's going to be awesome. So, I've talked about vacation. Next week, I have a work week. I do work 1 week out of the summer, but this year I'm actually working 2 weeks out of the summer. And I have to be at a very big conference. There's going to be about 3,500 of us all together in one place, and about 1,000 of us who belong to the association that I work for, and I'm going to be there as recording secretary. They have asked me to come back next year as recording secretary, which I have agreed. to do that. I only work at the request of the incoming president, and so that incoming president has asked me, and I never know year to year whether I'm going to work, but this will be my 11th year working, and probably my, let's see, I 11th president, so I've kind of outlasted them all, which is how it should be because it goes from year to year. But I've been there for quite a long time, and I'm always honored to serve and do what I can do. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera so you can see my makeup. I just want you to see this. Okay, can you see that? So I had posted on my Instagram, I think, about the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette and how I was just drooling and oogling over that palette. Well, that palette was $54, and we all know that's not a part of the budget. There was no wiggle room for the $54 palette. And so what I was able to do was to get the, somebody told me that the NYX, the NYX Warm Neutrals palette was a dupe for it, as well as the Makeup Revolution Slay palette, which is a really small palette that they have at Ulta. And so I picked up those two, and this is the look that I was able to get from those two palettes. So let me show you what they look like. I am so loving these new palettes, and the reason is I did a beauty table clean out and a makeup clean out, and I really wanted to get rid of a lot of things that I don't use. And when I very first started wearing makeup, I used to do a lot of warm tones, and I love warm tones. So I'm going to be sticking with the warm tones. I'm pretty much only going to do cool colors on my lips because I absolutely love lip color. So I am sticking with the warmer tones. So this is what the Makeup this is the NYX Warm palette, and this is what it looks like. I know there's a glare. I'm sorry that there's a glare on that. Let's see if I can open it. And it has a lot of the colors that are in that Naked Heat palette, and I love it. I've been using this quite a bit, and I've been using this quite a bit, and even some of this. And then the Slay palette, which is a smaller palette from Makeup Revolution. I actually love it, and it actually came with eye primer inside of the package. This is what it looks like. It's a real small. It's the Makeup Revolution, and those are the colors, which are very reminiscent of that Heat palette. Of course, nothing is going to be exactly the same, but it was very reminiscent. And so this is what it looks like when you open it, and this one actually has the names, which I like. And then here are the colors. Let's see if you can see them. There you go. You can see those. And I absolutely have been loving this palette. I haven't used it very long, but I've been using Conquer, Impress, Killed It, Great, and Hit. Those have been a couple of the ones that I've used. I have not used Slay, which is the real light one, and I may use that to highlight my brow bone. I haven't decided that yet, but I wanted to get these. And if you look at that, look at that. Isn't that packaging so cute? This was $8 at Ulta, and I had to ask for it. It was not on the regular shelf because it's a much smaller palette. And this one was $17.99 at Target. They did not have this at Walmart, or not where I saw it, but I just saw this at Target and picked this up. So let me tell you what I did with the Slay palette, right? So I picked this up for $8 for myself, and I had been conversing with a friend of mine because we had been talking about it. She's like, girl, you know, that's the only thing I get now are the palettes, and I really want that one, and I'm waiting for it to go on sale and get a coupon, and my husband's going to get a special deal, and you know, all these things. And it was her birthday, And I was like, that only was $8. Let me see if I can get another one for her. So I got her a birthday gift of this sleigh palette. And I told her, I said, hey, it's not the actual makeup Urban Decay, but it's a dupe, and I hope you do appreciate it. And she texted me back, and she was like, oh my word, you know, thanking me, very appreciative of it. And you know, sometimes I just think we have to do nice things for people. People just appreciate it. And when we think it's not big, but to somebody else to just be thought of, that's a big thing. That was a huge thing to say, hey, listen, I got you something and I hope you can use it. So, you know, I never want you to feel like I'm telling you to go and spend money on people, because sometimes people just want to be needed. They just want to be with you. But in this instance, that made a difference in her life. So that's what my makeup is. I don't, you know, some people have mentioned about my makeup. I've also gotten a lot of comments about my black lip liner. So I hope I did better on this one. This is a brown, a dark brown. And then what I did was I went on the outside with the number 7. I can't remember the color exactly, but I'll try to remember to link it in the description box. And then an LA Colors, just a little lip gloss in the middle. What I've started doing is just outlining or putting a little bit of a darker shade on the outside of the lip, and just in the little pout, putting a lighter color there. And I think I found that on the back of a makeup box. It wasn't a video I watched. I just saw it on the back of a makeup box of something that I had purchased back around Christmas time. And I was like, oh, let me try this. And I really do like it. I did go get my hair did. My hairstylist hooked me up. I usually get it roll set, which will last me about 2 to 3 weeks. I just put the bonnet on at night, and then I take it off and I just pick it out. It's still pretty tight, but my hair has really grown out. If you look at my videos from July 2016 to July 2017, I had almost a boy short haircut. I mean, I had really, really short hair, and it's grown out quite a lot in the last year. So I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. I feel good in my spirit. And so I'm living this life that God has given me to live, and I feel real well. So let's see what else is on my list. I wrote a list because I didn't want to forget anything. Let's see. Okay, Grace, y'all. Okay, so I'm having like some withdrawal symptoms because my puppy is not here with us. My original intent was to ask if it was okay to bring her with us, but then I thought that's a little bit much to, we are staying with family and then bring your dog. So, you know, that, I don't think that would have been the best. If she were a little tiny dog, that would have worked out, but she's a big old honking dog. So, that wasn't the best. And then I had to decide whether I wanted to try to board her, and then the boarding fees, or if I just wanted her to stay in the house and have somebody come and let her out. And then we have house sitters while we're gone, and I didn't want to impose on them. Yes, they're sitting for us and they could have watched the dog, but you know, it just, to me, it was not worth it to do that. So my older daughter is puppy sitting for us. She also is a foster parent. She has one dog she's fostering, and she has a cat she's fostering. So she just decided to take in my little baby, and I'll insert a picture of Mama Grace here. And so Shamika is sitting for us, and we're just making sure that she had food and all of her things. Shamika's getting her out and running her, because Shamika's been running lately, and that's been so good for her, and getting that exercise. And she has been loving it, and we've been loving it as well. Okay, there's a conference that I'm going to be attending. It's called the Pinky Promise Conference. And it's being hosted by Heather Lindsay, and her husband will be hosting at the same time a conference for men called the Man Cave. So I'll be going to Pinky Promise, which is for the women, and the men will meet in a separate location for the Man Cave. And then during the evening service, the one evening service, we will all come back together and meet together. It is a singles ministry conference, and it will be held in Atlanta. And I'm going to be attending that just because I believe the Lord is calling me there to do that and to attend it this year. I attended 2 years ago. I actually worked the conference. I actually was a volunteer. And this time, because I'm doing a work week before, and I'm just trying to get there after my work week, I won't have enough time to volunteer this time. But that's okay. If I can just go and be in the presence of the Lord and the worship and everything. My mom is going with me, and my aunt are going. We have some family in Atlanta. They're going to get a little visit out of it while I'm at the conference. And it's just going to be really good. I think that we have to come together as women. I think we also have to rejuvenate our soul. We can do all of that at home. We can do all of that in our family settings. But there's something about a mass corporateness when you're together with like believers. The Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there he shall be in the midst. And we're talking about 2,000 or 3,000 people. So just imagine how magnified that's going to be. And I'm excited to go and get a refresh from the Lord. Let me mention, so we are going to be gone for a couple of weeks. And I knew a lady who really just kind of having a rough time of it lately, just going through some very personal issues. I know her very well. It's not like I just met her. I know her and her family very, very well. I've known them close to 10 years now. And so she's having a very difficult time at the moment and is going through a separation. And they're working on things and trying to really restore things. But so she's having to stay with family during this period of time, her and her children. And I knew that me and my children would be gone for a couple of weeks. And so what I did before I ever got that house was I asked the Lord to allow that to be a place where people could come and feel safe and feel wanted and feel needed. And so, you know, one day I was just in my home and we were getting ready to be traveling, and it just popped in my spirit, ask her to come and stay. And I was like, okay, you know, sometimes you don't second guess the Lord. You just have to be obedient to what God says when God is saying it. And I said, okay, I'll absolutely do that. So I said, hey, listen, the kids and I are going to be gone. Just wanted to know if you and your family wanted to come and stay. And she was like, girl, I will so love it, and we'll take care of it, and it'll be good. I don't care about any of that. There's nothing in there that cannot be replaced. But to be able to give somebody peace of mind and just a relaxation for a couple of days, and in this case a couple of weeks, is going to be so amazing. And that's just something I'm doing. And they would have kept the puppy, but I want them to go and relax and regroup and refocus and sit in a prayer chair and just, you know, the pressure, all the pressure from everything that's going on in their lives right now. Just feel free to do nothing if that's what you want to do. You know, the kids and I stayed up very, very late making sure that we had everything just so, and the house was clean, and we did this and we did that. You know, we clean most of the time anyway, but we wanted it to just be so perfect when they came, and the Wi-Fi passcode and all the other things that they would have needed. And it makes us feel good that, because see, there's nothing you can do to soothe what they're going through. If it's a personal situation, if it's a death in the family, if it's a separation of a spouse, there's nothing you can do to fix that. But there could be something that you could do to help alleviate the tension and the stress and the pressure. You know, how is it to be my age having to go back and stay with family after you've been on your own for so long, but you're going through a tough time and you just need somebody to extend a helping hand? And so for about 12 days, they will have that just space to live and breathe and just, you know, relax, and it's going to be okay. What would have happened if, you know, if we were there, the house would have just been sitting. So thank the Lord that there was someone who could actually be there and just enjoy it. And that's God's plan for that home. Will it be his plan for the next home? I don't know, but it's his plan for this one. And so I'm just really, really, really thankful that we were able to extend that. We made sure that the fridge was cleaned out so that they could put their things in there. You know, we've got the outside deep freezer, so we can put things from the freezer out there. And, you know, we cleaned out the refrigerator. All the dishes were done before we left. I mean, we just left it as best shape as we could, just to be a blessing. So, homeschool. Okay, homeschool, right? So Alana and I finally finished. And then, yes, it was her and I, and yes, it was a chore. But we finally finished out homeschool last week with the last of her math. And so for this year, we are done. The only thing that remains is I have to test the kids. And that right now is looking like it's actually going to happen right before school starts for next year, because we start back in August. So I'm probably going to test them the week before we go back to school, and that's just because of happenstance. They're actually going to be traveling a little longer than I am. They get to see their family, their father's side of the family, once or twice a year, sometimes a little bit more. But during the summer, they're able to go and do more with all of the aunts because everybody's off from work. And so we're visiting with one aunt right now. Yes, I'm visiting my ex-husband's aunt. And so we're visiting one aunt and her family now. Next week, while I'm working, the kids will be visiting with another aunt and their grandmother. And then in a couple of weeks, they'll be visiting with another aunt, and they're going to Disney World for the very first time, and they are excited about it. So because of they're going to be gone for lots of travel time, I won't get to test them until we get back, and partially because the tests cost a little bit of money and I have to pay for them. So I have to get a payday before I can pay for the test. So, you know, it will all be fine. And speaking of paying for stuff, so here's how the Lord works, right? I'm telling y'all, when I tell you that God takes care of me, God takes care of me. And you all saw my budget and you saw how tight things were. And I actually had to take some money out of savings just to kind of make it through for this month. This summer has been really tight. But the kids will be gone from Taekwondo. They will be gone for about a month. And I actually paid July's tuition. They will be gone from mid-July to mid-August. But I have to pay August on the 1st for that month. But the kids will be gone for about 3 weeks of August, and they would have been gone for the last 2 weeks of July. So I get a note in the email. I told their master they were going to be gone. He said, well, shoot me the dates so I would know. So I sent an email, and I said, these are the dates that the kids will be gone. He sends me back an email. He says, well, since they're going to be gone for so long, why don't we not worry about August tuition? You just pay me in September. Y'all, I pay $325 a month for them kids to take Taekwondo, to karate chop something. And I pay it faithfully because they enjoy that. But to know that I won't have to give up $325 next month, and I can get their EOGs and get their stuff for school for next year, because I've got curriculum to buy. I've got a computer to get for Jackson. Jackson needs a brand new computer. He's been using Alana's old computer, but it is like on its very last legs. I got Alana a new computer last year, so I'm going to let her keep that one and get Jackson a new one. Now, most people will say, well, why don't you just pass that down to Jackson and get Alana a new one? Because she's already had a new one, and so I'm going to get Jackson one this time. And he's going to 4th grade. He's done well on his school. He got done a whole month earlier than she, and she got a new one last time, so it's his time. But to know that I don't have to give up that amount of money, because it's going to be $300 or $400 for curriculum, another $200 for the laptop, and of course their dad will send money, and I'll spend that money to get their stuff that they need for school. But it's still a pressure lifted off, that if I have to spend a little bit more here or there for either of that I'll have that money. And that's a blessing of the Lord, because he didn't have to give me a month off. He didn't have to say, hey, pay me in September. He could have said, well, it's due on the 1st. You know, I don't know nobody else that's going to, you know, the mortgage is not going to give me a month off, and neither is the light bill or the water bill. But that was a blessing of the Lord for him to say that. And I only believe it's because when you're a good steward over God's money, and I just mean when you do what you're supposed to do with the money that He gives you, God is going to return to you. And the Bible says He will return, or He'll give it to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Will He cause men to give unto your bosom? Now, this man is not giving me any money, but I'm not giving him any either until September. Okay, work that out. So that was a blessing. If y'all don't rejoice for you, rejoice for me. Let's see. Okay. So ladies Bible study. Can I just tell you that we are going in on this Bible study? So we are doing this book right here. This is Deborah White Smith's Friends for Keeps. And I know it's hard to see it because it's flipped around backwards, but it's Deborah White Smith, Friends for Keeps. And we are going into week 3 of the women's study. And this one is going to be talking about unlocking the heart. I'm going to be doing a couple studies over the next couple of days and weeks since I'm not able to do my regular videos, but I'm going to be doing some study videos just on friendships, and you would be amazed and surprised at what friendships entail or don't entail. We have a lot of people in our life that are not really our friends. They're just our acquaintances or people that we know for a certain season. Some are seasonal friendships and some are lifelong friendships. But this book is absolutely amazing. We would love for you to join the ladies Bible study. We meet every Thursday night via the telephone line. I'll pop the number in here. But we would love to have you. We would love for you to sit with us in fellowship. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. If you want to add in. But even if you don't study with us, if you're looking for how to form, create, and keep true, authentic friendships, I recommend this book. Last week we talked about the ministry of friendship, and yes, it's a ministry. It's time, it's an investment of money, it's your feelings, it's getting hurt and still doing it again next time. It's all of that that goes into being friends with people, because we are flawed humans and we do things sometimes that are not pleasing to the Lord, nor do they make our people feel good. But God gives us the grace to get back up and try it again. Even when people are doing you wrong, He still asks us to extend ourselves to people. It may not be those same people, but He says don't pull back because somebody else hurt you. There's somebody else out here who needs you. And I always feel like I say the same things over and over again, but here's what I recognize. Some people are going to talk about money. Some people are going to talk about health. Some people are going to talk about food. For me, I'm just going to tell you that God wants you to be with His people. He does. He's a people God. He is all about people. He loved us so much that He sent His only Son to die for my sins, something He didn't even do. I did it, or it was done by a man before I got here. And God still says, extend yourself to people. I remember Peter saying, how many times do I have to forgive? 7 times? God says, no, 7 times 70 a day per person. So that's a lot of forgiving we got to do. And that even includes some of the friendships and people that have hurt us. They've left us. They've, done all kinds of things. But God is a great restorer. And not only will He restore friendships at times, but He restores your spirit. He restores that thing in you that's been crushed and hurt and broken. He gives you another 24 hours to get it right, another chance to get it right. And I'm thankful for the study. I'm thankful if you joined us. And if you haven't, come on in. Come in the room. We're excited that you want to be with us. We are growing by the week. We now have a couple new ladies that are in it strong with us, and they're studying, and we're learning so much one from another, and it's beautiful. I'm going to be hosting my very first ladies retreat weekend. Either it's going to be in November 2017 or January 2018. I'm actually thinking maybe I want to do November. That was in my heart, my spirit. But January may be better financially for some people. So we'll see how that works out. But for my ladies and the ladies group. So anyway, be looking for that. Weight Watchers. Okay, so here's the skinny on it, right? And I put the skinny in before. I was down 209 point something. I don't remember. And so when I got on the scale the other day, I was at 212. So I've gained 3 pounds. But when I went out to California for the trip, since I've been back, I feel extremely bloated. Like that bloat just will not let me go. And I'm still doing the same things I was doing before. I'm tracking my meals. I'm eating things I'm supposed to have. And so I'm not sure what it is. So I do want to do a cleanse. I'm thinking about a cleanse. I haven't decided yet because I'm traveling so much for the next couple of weeks. So I'm just going to keep steady with it. I am going to add in cardio when I go back home and get back to my gym regimen. I'm going to add in cardio and try to get 10,000 steps in at least 3 days a week. That's going to be the best goal I can, because I'm going to be starting back work real soon. So I'm going to try to do 10,000 steps at least 3 days a week. I work out 3 days a week, and then I'm going to be still back very steady with Taekwondo 2 days a week. So I'm going to try to up my exercise and see if that helps. And then I think I'm going to do a week without bread, a week without cheese, and a week without some fruit. I'm going to change. Normally we do grapes and bananas and apples. I'm going to try to change some of that up as well. But those 3 pounds are really bothering me. But I put on a pair of jeans this morning that I had in a closet stuffed in there for over a year, and I put them on just fine. I have a little bit of just a little pudgy tummy, but y'all, I was not able to put on these jeans and be feeling relaxed. So that is a beautiful thing. If you're on your Weight Watchers journey, just keep going, or weight loss journey, or whatever it is, just keep doing the best you can, and it is all going to work out, I promise. My blog. In the description box below, I have put a link to my Facebook blog. When I very first started out on this social media journey, I wanted to create a blog. And so I started off with WordPress, and that was like, I want to write, but this is not the format that I want to use. And then a friend of mine showed me how to create a blog page on Facebook. And that was good. That was like, okay, yes. Now, I have not posted recent blogs in a long, long time because I've been doing YouTube. And then when I got my YouTube going, I was like, well, this is really what I want to do. But I really want to do a combination of the two. So I'm going to start back blogging, and it's encouragement blogs. It's not my recipes. It's not, cleaning habits or tips. It's just encouragement for the day, just something to get us through, scripture, something to just encourage us to keep on keeping on. And I'm going to start back blogging tonight. And I'm going to try to blog 3 times a week. So if you have not clicked on that link, click on it, and you'll have to go through. I can't remember exactly where it is. And if I can find the exact blog, I'll link it. But it tells you a little bit about my story. Remember, I told you I would share some things about my story that I haven't shared just yet. There is a blog on there, and it involves my oldest daughter. And there is it just gives you a little snippet of my life and some of the things that I've been through. And I have shared that publicly on my blog. I have not shared that publicly on this YouTube channel, but we are both okay sharing it now. I had to wait for her to get comfortable, and she is comfortable now to be able to. She has shared it in her school at college and some different classes and things. And so if you go to that blog, I can't remember exactly where it is, but I'll try to link it here if I can remember it. I think that was all I wanted to tell you guys. That's all I had on my list. I think I've gone through the list pretty good. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by our channel. I can't believe it. Over 2,000 subscribers. I am blown away by you guys and your kindness. Thank you for the comments. Anytime you put a comment in there, I really try to go back and respond. Sometimes it takes me a minute. I know Tuesday was an all-day travel day for us, and I was not able to get back. If I have not responded to you and you want a response, respond to me. I know there's a particular individual that's been messaging me via Facebook, my blog page. That's probably the best way to get me if you want to send me a message, because I'm up on my Facebook pretty much all day, and I do see that. And I try to respond as quickly as I possibly can. One of the things is my younger daughter told me today, she said, Mom, you always seem to be working. And I said, you know what? I am. And this summer's been very busy. But here's what I heard her say. You're not spending enough time with us. We need you. And so I've got to figure it out where I can keep doing my Facebook. I can keep doing my YouTube. I can keep doing my blogs. I can keep doing my ladies group. But I can't forget my kids. Although they are not here with me right now. They went out with some friends. They are going to Vacation Bible School tonight. And they went over to eat some lunch with some friends. So they have left me. But I get it. I understand what she's saying. And when I look at timelines, I've only got 5 years before she's 18. And then with Jackson, I only have 10 years before he's 18. And they need their mom. And so I'm going to have to do some pretty fancy footwork to shuffle it all around. Or I'm actually going to have to actually put together a posting schedule. Like I can post on YouTube this day, and this day. But those are also the days I'm going to blog. So I may have to work those days and then spend the rest days with family. Like Sundays, I've kind of pretty much allocated as a family day because we do a lot of church stuff, and then Sunday socials and that kind of thing, we get together. So I really want to honor what she didn't say, but what I heard her say. And I want you to do the same. Think about what you're doing and how much time you're spending with your children or your family just in general. So anyway, I'm done blabbing. Thank you so much for stopping by our channel. If you like this What Up Wednesday, give us a thumbs up. It just says, hey, we liked your video. If you're excited that we got 2,000 subscribers, give us a thumbs up. It's like, we're excited you got 2,000 subscribers. Yay! If you're new around here, hit the red subscribe button. We love to keep you as a part of our YouTube family. And share this video. If you think somebody would love it, share it. We would be honored to have them stop by our kitchen. But we're not in our kitchen. This was in somebody else's kitchen. But we sure be happy to have them stop by. And just again, thank you so much for stopping by. So until we chit chat again, bye.